you're watching this video and you're struggling to understand or play triads, stay to the end, because by the end you're going to learn how to play triads like a pro. Now this is part 2 of my how to play triads, right? And in the first part I taught about how to play triads, major triads in different positions. And this video particularly, I'm going to show you how you can play minor triads. Now what you just heard me playing was a particular chord in different positions, like C, C, and C, but in a different inversion. So what this helps you do is to be able to have different chords at your disposal in different positions. All right, I believe you are following, so make sure you stay to the end of this video. Why is it important to learn inversions or triads? Because as a beginner, right, I know that a lot of you are frustrated with playing on the neck. It's not every time that you should play on the neck. Now the importance of this triad is that it's going to help you to spread and stretch across the fretboard, meaning you won't be confined to one position alone, but you are going to be able to play in different positions. All right, so that is the essence of this video. So without wasting much time, let's dive right into the video. So like I taught in the first section or part 1, I taught you how to play triads in 3 different positions. I told you that a chord can exist in 3 ways, right? A major chord, for example 1, 3, 5, it can exist in different ways, meaning different inversions. So we can have a C major chord, C, E, G. It can exist as C, E, G. It can exist as E, G, C, and then G, like that. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for a minor chord. Now in the key of C major, now what are our minor chords? Our minor chords are the A minor, E minor, and the D minor. Okay, hope you are following closely, because this is where it gets interesting. We're going to break it down carefully. All right, now for the purpose of simplicity, we're going to start with the A minor, and the A minor is made up of A, C, and E. All right, A, C, and E. So it means that our A minor can exist in 3 different forms, right? Like I told you in the first video, part 1, if you remember, I said our triad, the first one, the triad that starts with the 3rd string, another triad that exists on the 2nd string, and another triad that exists on the 1st string. So we're going to apply the same concept for the minor chords. If you are ready, type I am ready below. All right, let's dive right into it. So now what we are going to do is to look for the A minor on the G string, because we want to get the first triad that is on the 3rd string. So all you need to know and do is to look for where you have an A. Can you see? This is an A. I have a confession. I usually have difficulty counting. So what I do sometimes is when I just get here, I'm like, this is 5, this is 7, 8, 9, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So on the 14th fret, 3rd string, we have our A. Now remember the chord is ACE. So all you have to do is to play the A here. It's 14th fret, 3rd string. Then with your middle finger, play 13th string. 13th fret, 2nd string, and then on the 12th fret, play with your index finger the 1st. So we have this. Now this is your first shape of the A minor. Sounds exciting, right? Now make sure you stay to the end, because like I said, it gets interesting. The next shape is going to blow your mind. Okay, remember this first one is for the triad that starts with the 3rd string. Now the second variation of this chord is going to start on the 2nd string. All right, so what we're going to do is to look for the A on the 2nd string. This is it, A, correct. Now how do we play it? Now with your ring finger, you hold it. All right, then with your, somebody might ask, which fret are we playing in? So remember 7, 8, 9, 10. On fret 10, you use your ring finger to play string 2. Then on fret 9, use your middle finger to play string 3. And then on fret 8, you use your index finger to play string 1. So it looks like this. Sounds exciting, right? Yeah, if you understand, I want you to type I understand these two shapes in the comment section so that I am sure that you are following. Now, like I said, the last one is going to blow your mind. Just wait to the end of this video because I want to just show you how to play these triads. I'm going to show you a very cool trick that will blow your mind instantly, and it's about soloing. But let me not dive right into it now. Let's continue. Now, this is how to play the last shape. All right, the last shape is the triad shape that has the root on the first. I expose it on the first string. So how do you play it? All you need to do is to locate the A on the first, and then you apply the shape. The shape goes like this: is C, E, and G. With one finger on the 5th fret, hold the first 3 strings. That's easy, right? There's one cool trick I love about the guitar is the fact that you can move one shape and play it somewhere else that has the same attributes, and then it sounds like this is what I mean. Remember I said the A, E, and the D are played as minors, right? So what this means is that I can pick this shape and look for where a D is and play the same thing. I'll look for where an E is and play the same thing. And it's going to sound nice. Why? Because they're in the same family. That makes sense, right? So this is it. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is to play a chord progression. Like I played earlier in the beginning, I played an A minor. Then I played a D minor. Then I played another inversion of an A minor. Then I played another inversion of a D minor. So what you are going to do is to, with every chord, pick a chord and play the 3 different variations. So this is A minor, the first one, right? Then the second one, and the third one. I hope you are with your guitar, because if you are not doing this on your guitars, I'm teaching you, you'll not understand it. So make sure you pick up your guitar if you're not with it and practice slowly, all right? So that you get it. And if you don't understand, rewind and start over. So this is what we're doing. Can you see? We're doing the A minor, first shape, second shape. Then we're going to do the same thing for, let's say, the D minor, all right? The D minor, we have something like this. You see, there's one inversion here, and there's another inversion here. Then there's another inversion here. Then for the E minor, you're going to do the same thing. Sorry. So A minor, one here, and one here. Yes, then the other chord is the D minor, right? So you do D minor, D minor, D minor. Then you do the same thing for E minor. So altogether, if you put it in the chord progression, you have something like. Yes, and that is how to play it. Now, here is a secret I wanted to tell you. If you are struggling to play lead lines, your lead lines are actually part of a chord, all right? So every lead line you hear in a song, so what you can do is to play around the lead lines of this. All right, so I can do. Can you hear that? Yeah. Can you hear that? Just how I'm just playing around. and just playing around. These are lead lines, all right? So if you are struggling to solo, this is another way you can apply your lead lines. And if you are still struggling to solo and you don't know how to go about it, I've created a playlist on how to solo. I'm going to link it in this video, and my course on soloing, you can get it with the link below. If you enjoyed this video, I mean, you have to enjoy this video, right? I want you to hit that subscribe button and put on the notifications so that you get more videos like this. Cheers, I'll see you in the next one.